Hello, Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. You know what that means? It's Tips Day. Still going over my tips I got from everybody. Keep them coming in. I've got more than I got last week, so we're going to keep them coming. But this week, as I promised, I got some tips for Alaska from my good friend Dave and his wonderful wife Samantha. So I'm going to give you these tips, and then I've got a couple of tips myself about Alaska. So Dave's tips for Alaska. Number one. Bring layers of clothes because you can never tell what the weather will be. Bring a good camera with a powerful lens, 300 or 600. You won't regret it. I can tell you this, and I'm actually going to post some pictures up over this little spiel in a minute of when we went to Alaska last time. We're going to get in this August. You get some amazing pictures if you have a good camera. So I'm gonna stick some of the pictures we took up in a minute. But yeah, the layer of clothing is very true. We went in July of 2018. And or was it 19? Well, it doesn't matter. But it was in July we went, and we thought it was going to be really cold still. I could wear a t-shirt some days. So don't go expecting it to be super hot. With I guess it's global warming. I don't know. I'm sure all the naysayers out there will say there's no such thing, but it certainly wasn't cold. It wasn't warm, but it wasn't cold. So be prepared for both extremes because I guess you never know. And the powerful lens very important. So yeah. Well done, Dave. Number one, brackets, number three. Where's number two, Dave? Where's number two? I'm reading the piece of paper. Number three, or two, take that excursion you want because you don't know how long it will be before you come back. Here's the thing about excursions in Alaska. They ain't cheap. Anyone that's been to Alaska will agree with me on that one. Nothing is cheap in Alaska. Is it because it's an American port with American prices? I don't know. Conspiracy theories are abound. I am a great believer in not doing carnival excursions and doing local excursions because they're always cheaper, but they really aren't that much cheaper in Alaska. So, you may as well go ahead and do a carnival excursion for what it's worth. We did one the other year where we took a helicopter up to Glacier, did a glacier walk, drank the glacier water and all that good stuff. Amazing, but like $500 a piece. So yeah, nothing is cheap, and you will find that. However, the reward you will get on these excursions, unbelievable. There's usually one port. It's usually either Skagway or the newer Icy Strait Point, where you go ashore for like a long time, like 12 hours or something like that on one of the ports. Last time we did that, we rented a Jeep. We didn't go that through Carnival. We went local. We rented a Jeep, and we drove all the way up to Canada. Saw some amazing sights on the way. So, again, not cheap. That was about $300 just to rent the Jeep for one day. But nothing is cheap, but nothing is bad either. There's my tip for that. So, yes, Dave, very good point. If you're going to do Alaska, the cruise is probably about the most expensive cruise you're going to do. I will say this. This year, if you ever wanted to go to Alaska, but you didn't think you had the means to do it, or it was too much, you didn't want to spend that much, look at prices this year. That's all I'm going to say. Well, I'm going to say something more. Because I was actually looking to book one of my clients on a cruise to Alaska next year. And I thought they meant this year, right? And I'm going in August, so I know the prices. So I looked for an August and an interior, $1,310 for a 7-day Alaska cruise for 2 people. Next year, same cruise, same time, $2,700. Similar differences on an ocean view and a balcony. Next year, a balcony for 2 people to Alaska is probably going to start about $4,000. Just be warned, this year, nowhere near that much. So, if you've always wanted to go to Alaska and you have any spare time this year, we're coming into the Alaska season, it's already started, think about it. You're never going to get it as cheap as you're going to get it this year. That I can promise you. And I can help you. Anyway, that's a very good point. Number 4, you went back in the right order, Dave. Yeah, thanks. There's 5 tips, I promise you, is becoming 4 because Dave can't count. Plus, I didn't read. Anyway, 4, bring a decent coat. I bought a guide wear coat from Cabela's. Is that a company? I don't know. Warm and water resistant. You may not need it, but you may. It's always good to have it. Number 5. If you have a balcony cabin, you can see a lot, but it's pretty cool on that balcony. Enter. What does that mean, Dave? I should have read this before I read it out. Word for word, and I'm going to try and define what I think he meant. if you have a balcony cabin, you can see a lot, but it's pretty cool on that balcony. You lost me, Dave. Anybody else? In the comments at the end of this video, somebody answer that question. What is Dave's tip? Again, if you have a balcony cabin, you can see a lot, but it's pretty cool on that balcony, full stop. Dave? Let me know. This is a test to see if Dave is actually watching this video. I think what he meant, if you have a balcony cabin, it doesn't matter what side, because you're going to see a lot no matter what side you're on. I'm guessing. Bit of a flunk to end the tips on. Don't really think I should end on that one, do you? No. So I'm going to go back and can't end on that tip, Dave. Can't end on that. It wasn't really a tip. It was it's Mick's non-Monday tips. So I'm going to go back to another one from my good friend Charlie. I'm going to put a big question mark next to that one, Dave. Question mark. My fault. Didn't read it fully before I read it. I kind of a go with the flow person, you know. I like to read the tips out to you kind of live and then react to my memories. Charlie's tip, number 3, because I gave you 2 of his last week. Always have at least one future cruise booked while you are cruising. It makes debarkation a little less of a bummer when you know you'll be cruising again. Smart, Charlie. Smart. Not possible for everybody. Maybe not the best 2 tips to end on. But, you know, if you can, absolutely book another cruise. Who am I to speak? I got 16 cruises booked. I'm going to put up a screenshot of all the cruises I have booked in a second so you can see I'm not lying. It's pretty crazy. I think it's 16. It's a lot. That's all I know. Anyway, and I'll let you into a little secret. Today, this is going out in like 2 or 3 weeks. Today, it is May the 29th. I'm pre-videoing these ahead because I'm going to be traveling a little bit over the next couple of weeks. So I need to put content out each Monday, so I'm pre-recording it. So today is May 29th. Going on the Radiance tomorrow, again. Get lots of videos. People have sent me questions asking, emails asking questions about the Radiance. So I'm going on tomorrow and I'm going to do it. So if you see this video, I'm not going on tomorrow. I went on a couple of weeks ago. You get it? All right, pre-recorded. But, so I think it's 16 cruises. The first one I'm going to show you is tomorrow's. And you're going to say, oh, you've already done that cruise. Another way of seeing if you're paying attention. So, good tip, Charlie. Good tip, Charlie. Like it. Preferred your first 2. Not gonna lie, but and good tips, Dave. Except if you have a balcony cabin, you can see a lot, but it's pretty cool on that balcony. That's going in the Hall of Fame. That one of confusing tips. That one. Anyways, yes. So thank you for those tips, everybody. Keep them coming. Next week, I'm not recording next week's. So this one you see now was not recorded. This was recorded on May 29th. The next one you see won't be from May 29th. It'll be from a future date. I'm sure that rocks your world. But you know what'll rock my world? If you subscribe to my little channel here, and if you send me any questions you have, because my email's coming up at the end. And what would rock it even more is if you send more of these tips, because I'm running out. I've got a few left, but not too many. So I need more of your tips. Because you know what? I learn a lot from these tips. I learned some great stuff on some of these tips. I learned that if you have a balcony cabin, you can see a lot, but it's pretty cool in that balcony. Yeah. See you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.